All right, everyone, welcome to Clearwater, Florida, and 14U gold bracket play here in the West Coast War 2. This is Doc from the Tampa Bay USA Sports Network. I appreciate you joining us here on this live broadcast on Sunday morning, May 7th. This matchup will be between the Florida Burn and the Phenoms. Let me go through the batting lineups for you real quick here. The Burn will be the visitors, and so let's start with them. It's going to be Mitch, followed by Maddie, then Dylan, Tripp, Wyatt, Luke B, because there's two Lukes, Will, Luke S, Beckett, Reese, and Brody. Catching for the Burn is going to be Brody, and pitching is Luke. For the Phenoms, leading off is going to be Colin. He'll be followed by Leo, and then Jordan, Braden, Brogan, Jager, Nate, Tommy, Cole, Chad, Grant, and Luke. Catching for the Phenoms is going to be Jordan, and pitching is Nate. All right, so we're going to get things underway here shortly.
Do you have numbers for the other team?
Oh, yeah.
No, go ahead. I'll get it while they do.
No, yeah, go ahead.
You sure?
Yeah. All right, so it looks like we may get this one underway just a tad early, which is fantastic. That means we're ahead of schedule, which is always good. But so glad you could join us both on YouTube and Facebook. If you would, please follow, like, share, subscribe. All of that helps grow our channel. Yeah, I'm good. Oh, perfect. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. All that helps our... I'm good. All that helps our channel grow to bring more capabilities to you, the fans, as well as to the players and our broadcasting capabilities, of course, meaning additional broadcasters, hopefully. So, hey, if you do know somebody that's interested in broadcasting and would like to join the team at Tampa Bay USA Sports Network, have them reach out to, just shoot an email to TBUSSSA, so that's three S's and an A, at gmail.com. That's TBUSSSA at gmail.com. We're glad to have some additional broadcasters as we expand our capabilities and become more sophisticated going forward. We did hit a major milestone this weekend. We did break 500 subscribers. Now we're up to 521, which is absolutely thrilling. Thank you so much. We do this for you, the fans, as well as, like I said, the players ahead. This is the West Coast War 2 gold bracket play for 14U. It's going to feature, our first game features Burn versus Phenoms. Coming up next is going to be, momentarily here, at 12:30 is going to be CBU Tampa versus Willie Mo Dragons. That matchup will stay right here on field number 2 at Joe DiMaggio Sports Complex in beautiful Clearwater. I'd like to thank Tampa Bay USA for putting on a great tournament. Of course, tournament director Tim Labus and all his tireless efforts to put on a quality tournament. And our sponsor, visitsapclearwater.com. Again, I'm Doc. I'll be your commentator here on the Tampa Bay USA Sports Network. And we're about to get this one underway as the first pitch will be coming in to... well, that's weird. All right, so for some reason, I got that wrong. I'll fix the scoreboard, but Colin is up to bat. That's called strikes. I think it's 1 ball, 1 strike. It's kind of threw me for a loop there, folks. Apologies. I will get all that corrected momentarily. And looks like it's going to be 2 balls, 1 strike. And that makes it 3-1 on Colin. So it's Colin leading off. He'll be Leo's on deck. He'll be followed by Jordan. There's a ground ball to short. Fielded cleanly. Over to first. And they get him. That is one away. That'll bring up Leo. Jordan comes out on deck. All right. I believe that was ball one. Getting on the mound is Luke B. And Brody's catching. There's strike one. So it's 1-1 count now to Leo. So Luke looks in, gets a sign from Brody. Winds up and delivers. Ground ball to third, fielded cleanly. Over to first. And that is 2 down. So 2 quick outs here in the top of the first inning, just getting underway. The gold bracket play. Called strike on the outside corner. And it's 0-1. So no balls, 1 strike. Again, thanks for joining. Just getting underway here in the top of the first inning. 14U action here at Joe DiMaggio Sports Complex in Clearwater, Florida. So Jordan is at the plate. He watches that pitch come in low and takes ball 1. There's a pop fly foul just out of play. And Jordan now has 2 strikes. So Luke gets a sign, winds up and delivers the 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is 3 outs. So no runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left at the end of half inning. It's Phenom 0, Burn coming to bat. Again, coming up for the Burn is going to be Mitch leading things off. He'll be followed by Matty and then Dylan. This is Doc from the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, we're back as we're about ready to get underway here in the bottom of the first inning. I got the scoreboard fixed, so we should be all set as the Burn will be coming up again. Mitch will be leading things off for the Burn, and he'll be followed by Matty. All right. So throw down by Jordan. So again, Jordan behind the plate. On the mound is Nate. As Mitch steps in. There's a fly ball to left second base. Nice job. The second baseman moved way over to his right to snag that one. And that is one away. So one down. That ball came in, is it called a ball? It's a ground ball to third. Fielded cleanly. Over to first. And that is 2 outs. So step into the batter's box now is Dylan. We are getting started here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch. That hits Dylan, and Dylan will be on first base with a 2-out walk. Of course, not the way you want to take a walk for sure, but nonetheless, it does put a runner on base for the Burn. That brings in Tripp. Nate comes set, delivers down the middle, called strike, and it's 0-1. No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Dylan at first, and the delivery. Nice movement on the ball. It was coming inside and went back out of the plate. And it's going to make it strike 2 on Tripp. And here's the 0-2. Fly ball in the left field. Left fielder's going back up. The wind's blowing really hard. That goes over his head. That gets down. Bounces off the fence. Dylan is trekking home. Throw comes in short. And the Burn lead it 1-0 with a stand-up double by Tripp. So a 2-out double drives in the first run of the ball game here in the bottom of the first inning to give the Burn the early lead in this one. Again, bracket play means elimination, right? So whoever wins this game will move on to the semifinal, and they will play the winner between Willie Mo Dragons and CBU Tampa. Tomorrow, or I'm sorry, not tomorrow, later this afternoon, actually on field 1, it'll be to my right. There is bracket play happening that will culminate in the winner of that bracket coming over to play the winner of this one in the championship on this field. It's called strike on the inside corner. That's Wyatt up to the plate. Again, Tripp at second. It's called strike on Wyatt. And the 0-1 delivery, ball high. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs, run across for the Burn. Nate gets a sign, comes set and delivers. That hit him. Second hit by pitch this inning. That cost him their first run. And so this inning continues with runners on first and second now for the Burn. Now bring in Luke. Luke is the current pitcher for the Burn. Again, that's Tripp at second, Wyatt at first. Glad to have you aboard, no matter where you're at in the U.S. or international. Be able to watch some great baseball action, 14U, here in Clearwater, Florida. There's a ball outside to Luke, and it's a 1-0 count. Coach calls time. Goes out to have a conference with his pitcher. Going to settle him down. Again, glad to have you join us here on the Tampa Bay USA Sports Network. Again, I'm Doc, your commentator. So glad to have you aboard. Please share, subscribe, like, follow on both platforms, Facebook and YouTube, under the same name. That helps our channel grow to provide more capabilities for you, the fans, as well as these players. Today's action is the West Coast War II battle, 10:30 a.m., first game battle between the Phenoms and the Burn. The winner of this one will move on to the semifinal as part of this side of the bracket. Right here on Field 2. And we'll be on Field 2 all day long, culminating with the championship slated to begin at 4:30. And they'll be going up, whoever wins this side of the bracket will be going up against the bracket play on Field 1. All right, so we're back to action. Nate gets a sign, comes set. Nope, turns, throws to second. Shortstop had a little trouble handling that one, but didn't go far enough for Tripp to move over. So Nate gets a sign. He sets, checks Dylan, and delivers. Ground ball foul. And it's 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And the pitch. Ground ball, first base, fielded cleanly. And that is 3 outs. So 1 run on 1 hit. No errors and 2 left on base. At the end of 1 inning, it's the Burn 1, Phenoms 0. All right, coming up in the top of the second for the Phenoms, it's going to be Braden. He'll be followed by Brogan and Jager. Brody's still behind the plate, and we'll assume Luke is also on the mound still. And indeed he is. So with that, we'll take a quick break. I do mute in between. So we'll take a quick break and be back in just a moment. It's part of the capabilities of the future is actually doing advertisements in between innings. So anyway, thank you so much for joining, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back as the warm-ups have concluded. Stepping into the batter's box for the Phenoms, leading off the second inning, is going to be Braden. On deck is Brogan. And Braden watches that ball come in high from Luke. And it is a 1-0 count. Foul ball out of play. And it's going to be 1-1 now on Braden. So Luke gets a sign from Brody. Lines up and delivers. There's a line shot in the left field. That's going to get down for the first hit of the game for the Phenoms. And Braden's on with the leadoff single. That brings in Brogan. On deck will be Jager. So Luke switches to the stretch. He comes set and delivers the first pitch. Called strike. Around the knees. Braden gets his lead at first. Luke goes to first. And Braden is back in time. Braden has a pretty decent lead. There he goes. Called strike. Throw down. Not in time. And Braden's into second base with a stolen base. 0-2 count now on Brogan. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. And that is one out. That brings in Jager. On deck for the Phenoms will be Nate. Nate is the current pitcher. Again, glad to have you aboard. Hope you're enjoying the broadcast this morning. Here in beautiful, actually not a cloud in the sky, Clearwater. Take that back. There's a couple of way small white clouds way off in the distance behind me. But I mean, they're really tiny, so I wouldn't really count them. Beautiful day for baseball for sure. Shows bunt. Ball in the dirt. And it's a 1-0 count to Jager. Shows bunt again. Pulls back. Ball two. So 2 balls, no strikes. Tying runs at second base for the Phenoms. And Braden, who led off with a single. Jager shows bunt again, pulls back, ball high, and that works it. And he works it to a 3-0 count. 3 balls, no strikes. And the 3-0. Call strike. As Luke bared down and put it down the middle of the plate, about, I'd say probably between the belt and letters on the jersey. Jager shows it again. Here's the pitch. It's outside and low. And that is ball 4. So Jager on first. Braden on second. That brings in Nate with Tommy on deck. Shows bunt again. Here's the pitch. Comes in high. For ball 1 to Nate. So Coach Eric going out to talk to his pitcher to settle him down. As it seemed the potential bunts by the batters were kind of throwing things off a little bit. It was a quick conference. Phenoms coach talking to his runners and his batter to determine strategy of what to do next, as there is one out and a 1-0 count to Nate. Again, showing bunt. Here's the pitch. Called strike, and it's a 1-1 count. There's a bunt down the third base line, and that's going to be picked up foul for a 1-2 count, which means that unless Nate is an incredible bunter, he will not be bunting anymore, because as you know, if he bunts foul, he will be out. So Luke comes set and delivers the 1-2. Pop fly just out of the reach of third baseman. It's fair. Here comes the throw home. It's off target. Dropped by the catcher, and the Phenoms have tied it 1-1. So a little blooper just inside the line, down the third base line. So we'll give a single and an RBI. To Nate to help himself out, get things back even with the burn. There's still only one out. Go ahead runs 90 feet away. That brings in Tommy. A pinch runner came in for, which is more than likely Brogan. Maybe not. Anyway, a pinch runner came in, was going to be coming in for Tommy. I may have missed that, or excuse me, Nate, because he's the pitcher. Actually, he is, and that is a called strike to Tommy as he steps in the batter's box. And that indeed is Brogan out on second base running for the pitcher, Nate, as Nate went to second on the throw. Swing and a miss. And that's strike two to Tommy. Cole's on deck. And here's the 0-2 from Luke. Nice snag by the third baseman. Double play. And that ends the inning right there. Wow, what a catch. That is in the highlight reel, folks. It's a great play by the third baseman to end the inning. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was Matty down there that made that play to end things for the Phenoms. All right, so 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and 1 left. At the end of 1.5, it's Phenoms 1, the Burn 1. Coming up in the bottom half of the second inning is going to be Will, followed by Luke S. and Beckett. This is Doc from the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. We'll be back in just a couple moments. All right, we're back. Warm-ups are finished. Will steps into the batter's box. Nate's still on the mound. Jordan's still behind the plate. So glad to have you join us here on the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. What a great defensive play. Hats off to Matty. Leaping to catch that one, touching third to pull the double play. Great job. It's first pitch from Nate. That's a pop fly into shallow left center. Nice catch. Oh, no, dropped by the center fielder. It was in his glove and out of it just as quick. So we'll charge an error to the center fielder on that one, but that puts a runner on for the Burn to lead things off here in the bottom of the second inning. That'll bring in Luke S. with Beckett on deck. It's a ball coming inside there, and it's a 1-0 count. To Luke. Will gets his lead at first. Nate sets, delivers. There's a line shot in the left field. That's going to get down for a hit. And Will hold at first base. So runners at first and second. Nobody out. That brings in Beckett. Reese is on deck. And here's the first pitch to Beckett. Nice pitch by Nate. Called strike. And it is a 0-1 count to Beckett. Beckett shows bunt. He does bunt. Right in front of the plate. Beautiful bunt. Nate has trouble handling it. And that's going to be an infield single bunt, loading the bases for the Burn with nobody out. All right. So bases loaded. Reese steps in. On deck is Brody. Butt down the first base line. Foul. And that'll make it 0-1. Whoops. On Reese. So 0-1 count to Reese. And that hits him. And just like that, the Burn lead it 2-0. I'm sorry, 2-1. 2-1. My apologies. That brings in Brody. On deck will be Mitch, back to the top of the order. Still nobody out. Jordan calls time to go out and talk to his pitcher to settle him down. And a little strategy.
Hey, come on, bro.
Conference is over. So Nate gets a sign, delivers to Brody. He bunts right back to Nate. Nate goes to first, gets the out, but the Burn get one across. So a sacrifice bunt by Brody.
Hey, great play, boys.
Makes it one out.
Go, Mitchie.
So runners on second and third.
Punch it, bro.
That brings in Mitch. On deck will be Maddie. Nate delivers to Jordan. There's a line shot in the left center field. Caught by the center fielder. Gets it in. But that'll be a sacrifice fly, scoring another run. And the Burn lead it 4-1.
Hey, way to do your job, man.
So 2 down. Maddie steps in. If you recall, Maddie's the one that made the double play, leaping double play last inning. And in the top of this inning. My apologies. Feels like a long time ago. So Nate checks. Reese at second. So ground ball back up the middle. That takes a bad hop over the shortstop's glove. Here comes the throw home. And Reese is safe. So an RBI single by Maddie. Scores Reese from second. Giving the Burn a 5-1 lead. With 2 outs still. As Maddie went to second on the throw. That brings in Dylan with Tripp on deck. So the Burn have opened things up here. And the bottom of the second. And the pitch. Ball off the plate. And it's going to be a 1-0 count to Dylan. Called strike. Beautiful pitch down the middle. And it's 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 outs. The sacrifice bunt, sacrifice fly drove in 2 runs for the Burn. They put up 4 this inning so far. There's a line shot in the center field. That's going to get down for a hit. And here comes the throw home off target. That's going to score Maddie. Dylan is digging for third on the overthrow, and he will go in standing up. So we'll give Dylan an RBI single. On that one as he moved to third on the throw. And another conference on the mound, this time by the coach. It looks like we may have a pitching change. We do. And it looks like it's going to be, I believe it's going to be Jaeger on the mound now for the Phenoms. As the Burn have put up 5 this inning on some great hitting and heads-up base running. So Tripp will be up. Tripp doubled his first time up. Doubled and drove in an RBI. And it is indeed Jaeger. So with that, we'll just take a quick break here and be right back with more action. This is Doc from the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. Okay, we're back. Thanks for joining us again on the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. The winner of this game will face off against the winner of the William O. Dragons CBU Tampa game for a chance to enter the championship. We are in the bottom of the second inning. The Burn lead it 6-1 as they put up 5 here in the second inning. Tripp stands in. Wyatt's out on deck. Again, like I said before, Tripp doubled in an RBI in the first inning. First run of the game. There's a called strike on the outside corner. Dylan stands down at third base. There's a ball in the dirt. Nice stop by Jordan to prevent another run from coming in. And it's 1-1. Called strike again on the outside corner, and Tripp finds himself down 1-2. And the 1-2 delivery by Jaeger. Line shot. That goes into left field. That's another run. And now the Burner up 7-1 here in the bottom of the first. So great patience by Tripp. And that brings in another run. That brings in Wyatt to the plate. Luke B on deck. Jaeger goes to first base. Tripp's back in time. The ball comes in a little high, and it's going to be a 1-0 count to Wyatt. Jaeger delivers. There's a fly ball into left field. That one's going back. And just over the left fielder's head. And the coach holds Tripp at third as Wyatt goes in with a stand-up double. Apologies for the base paths having them wrong there for a minute. Now we're correct with Wyatt at second, Tripp at third. That brings in Luke B with Will coming out on deck, and Will was the leadoff hitter in this one, in this bottom of the second inning. Luke is the 11th batter this inning. Called strike. As he watched that one come in just a little not to his liking on the inside part of the plate. A little up. And a pitch again by Jaeger off the plate. And it's 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. And the 1-1. Luke has to duck out of the way of that one. And he finds it 2-1. Ahead in the count. So Jaeger gets a sign from Jordan. He comes set and delivers the pitch. Again off the plate. Now Jaeger has somewhere he can put Luke, but that would load the bases for Will. And 3-1. That's ball 4. And bases are loaded again for the Burn. That brings Will to the plate. Luke S. coming out on deck. Pinch runner for Luke. As Will steps in, he's the 12th batter this inning. Pop fly on the infield. Catcher's calling it. So the pitcher caught it, then the catcher caught him off, and that ball drives right between the pitcher and catcher. So we will charge, well, we'll charge an error to the catcher on that one as RBI comes in. That scores Tripp. That moves Wyatt to third. Luke to second. Bases remain loaded, 2 outs. And Luke watches that come in as a ball. So the Burn lead at 8-1. There's a fly ball in the center field. Center fielder's on it. Makes a catch. And that is 3 outs. So the Burn get 7 runs on 6 hits. 2 errors committed. And 3 left on base. At the end of 2 innings, it's the Burn 8, the Phenoms 1. So coming up in the top half of the 3rd inning for the Phenoms is going to be Cole, Chad, and Grant. This is Doc from the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. We'll be back in just a moment. All right, folks, we're back. Warm-ups are finished. Luke is still on the mound. And Brody's still behind the plate. That brings in Cole with Chad on deck for the Phenoms as they trail by 7 going into the top of the 3rd. And the pitch. Called strike on the outside corner to get things underway here in the top of the 3rd inning. Ball just low and inside. Luke delivers. Foul ball. And that's a 1-2 count. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Again, the winner of this one plays CBU Tampa or William O. Dragons. Depends on the winner of the next game. Called strike as that ball drops in, and that's strike 3. 1 out. Beautiful pitch. So 1 down. That brings in Chad. Grant's on deck. And the pitch. Called strike. Nice pitch by Luke. And it is an 0-1 count on Chad. Swing and a miss. Fastball up and inside. And that's 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3 on the curveball. And that is 2 outs. So Luke rings up 2 strikeouts to start things off here in the third. Grant comes to the plate, and Luke for the Phenoms is on deck. And a ball just a little off the plate. It's a 1-0 count now to Grant. Ball 2 inside. And it's 2-0. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Beautiful day here. The breeze is nice. It's coming from behind us, which means it's blowing out. So any decently hit fly ball is going to travel. There's a ground ball foul at the third base line. And it's going to be 2-2 now, which helps it. The breeze helps calm down the humidity. So it's kind of nice. And here's the 2-2. Ball 3 is that curveball moves middle out and just a little far off the plate. And that'll make it a full count now to Grant. Ball 4. And the 2-out walk issued by Luke after ringing up the first 2 batters. That'll bring in Luke to face off against Luke as Grant stands down at first base. And back to the top of the order on deck is Colin. And the pitch. Called strike. Throw over to Luke, or to first base by Luke. And Grant is back in time. Luke delivers home very quickly, and it's a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Grant at first, Luke at the plate, Luke on the mound, and Brody behind the plate. There's a foul ball out of play, and that's going to make it 1-2. It's actually all 4 batters. Luke has been ahead in the count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Oh, actually, he foul tipped it. He did foul tip it. And we'll do 1-2 again. That was a nice job by Brody to keep that in front of him in case it was not foul tipped. Both catchers have been doing great. Jordan and Brody both. Doing great behind the plate. It's a pop fly. Shallow center field. Center fielder comes in, makes the catch. And that is 3 outs. So no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left at the end of 2.5. It's the Florida Burn 8, Phenoms 1. Coming up in the bottom of the third is going to be Beckett, Reese, and Brody. This is Doc from the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. Warm-ups have finished. Jager's still in the mound. Jordan behind the plate as Beckett steps in. Or that's not Beckett, actually. Foul ball right back at us here.
That's Jake.
Jake? All right, so we have Jake going in to bat in place of Beckett. So this is Jake's first at bat. On deck is Reese. There's a base hit into left field. And Jake leads things off here in the bottom of the third with a single. As that brings Reese into the batter's box. Reese walked and scored his first time up. Actually got hit by pitch. This is never a fun way to do that. And Brody comes out on deck. It's a throw over by Jager. And Jake is back. That is Brogan on first base. There goes Jake, throw down. And it gets through the center field. Jake moves over to third base. Great base running. That gets away from the second baseman, but they hold Jake at third. I believe that was ball one.
Good job here, Ace.
I believe it's a 1-0 count on Reese. That's going to make it 2-0. With Jake down at third base. Some really heads-up base running. It's a swing and a miss. Strike one. So 2 balls, 1 strike. Nobody out. Jake at third. It's a ball in the dirt. Nice block by Jordan to prevent that run from coming in. That should make it a 3-1 count. All right, so I was wrong. Now it's a full count. So that was a strike, was the first pitch. So now it's 3-2. So full count. And there's ball 4. So no runners on the corners. That'll bring in Brody. Brody sacrifice bunt, knocked in an RBI his first time up. On deck would-be Mitch. Let's see if we can figure out who that is.
Who's number 88? Paxton. Yep.
So Paxton is batting for Mitch. So he's on deck. Jager goes to third. Nice stop by the third baseman to prevent that one from going into left field. Ball outside. Reese goes to second. And it's a 1-0 count to Brody. Runners on second and third. That's going to be Jake and Reese. And that's going to be 2 balls.
Good job, bro.
So 2 balls, no strikes. And the pitch. Pop foul behind us. And it's going to make it 2-1 on Brody. And the pitch. Ball just off the plate, and that takes the count to 3-1. So still nobody out. Runners at second and third. And the pitch. Foul ball. Just off the screen, and it's going to make it a full count. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Again, Jake at third, Reese at second. An 8-1 lead for the Burn. Jager is taking a little time, reset himself. Gets back on the mound, comes set, and delivers the pitch. And that is ball 4. So that's going to load him up.
Let's go, Pax.
That brings in Paxton with Maddie on deck. No, it's not Maddie. It's number 41.
Max.
So Max is on deck. And it looks like we got another pitching change for the Phenoms. We'll see who that is in just a moment. That's like number 12. And that would be Cole. So Cole will be taking over duties for the Phenoms. And with that, we'll take just a quick break while he warms up. This is Doc from the Tampa Bay Utropa SA Sports Network. All right, Paxton steps in, takes the first pitch, down the line, foul, just barely foul. And that's going to be an 0-1 count now to Paxton. Bases remain loaded. Cole's on the mound. Cole delivers again. That gets past Jordan. Nice hustle by Cole and Jordan to get to the ball. That prevents Jake from coming in. And it's a 1-1 count on Paxton. There's a deep fly ball to center field. That's going to bring in a run. Center fielder catches it. Jake tags and moves. So does Reese. Reese is easily into third. And the runner, well, it was actually Beckett in there pinch running. He is now on second base. So the Burn pick up another run, take the lead 9-1. It was Beckett in there running for Brody, as Brody's the catcher. There's the first pitch to Max, ball high. Called strike, and now we're 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike. Still nobody out. Or I'm sorry, there is 1 out. My apologies. There's a pop fly at second base. Second baseman snags it. Reese tags. Here's the throw home. Not in time, and the Burn extend lead 10-1. So 2 down. 2 runs in for the Burn. Beckett remains at second. That brings in Dillon with Tripp on deck. And the lead stands 10-1. There's a bunt foul by Dillon. And the pitch. Nice curveball. Drops outside, though. And it's 1-1. Ball in the dirt. And it is 2-1 now. So Cole looks in, gets his sign. He comes set. Delivers. No, he turns to go to second base. And of course, Beckett's back in time. Comes set again, delivers to home, and that's going to be ball 3. And the pitch. Pop fly, shallow right, second baseman's under it, makes the catch, and that is 3 outs. So, the Burn pick up 2 on 1 hit. No errors, and 1 left. At the end of 3, it's the Burn 10, Phenoms 1. So we move to the top of the 4th. Coming up for the Phenoms in the top of the 4th innings, back to the top of the order with Cullen, followed by Leo and Jordan. This is Doc from the Tampa Bay Utropa USA Sports Network. We'll be back. All right, folks, we're back. Warm-ups are finished as we get things underway here in the top of the fourth. Again, the Burn in the lead, 10-1. Again, the winner of this one will face off against the winner of the Willie Mo Dragons and CBU Tampa coming up next. There's the pitch. Ball low. That is Luke still on the mound. Brody's still behind the plate as we get things underway here in the top of the fourth. There's a ground ball to short, fielded cleanly over to first. And he's safe as the first baseman was pulled off. So we'll give a single to Colin. And the Phenoms have something going on here in the top of the fourth. That brings in Leo with Jordan on deck. Colin gets his lead. There he goes. Bunt down the third baseline, foul. It's going to be 0-1, and Colin will go back to first base. There's a ball outside. There goes Colin. It was way outside, so Brody couldn't get up in time to make the throw. So Colin easily goes into second base. And it's a 1-1 count. I thought I heard him say 1-2, so I may have missed a strike, and I apologize for that. It's a foul ball. Well, I know it's 1-2 for sure now. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball in the dirt. And it's 2-2. It's a good stop back there by the catcher. Prevents Colin from moving over. And now the count's full. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. No outs, top of the fourth. Luke delivers. And issues a walk.
That's all right.
So runners at first and second. That brings in Jordan. If the Burn does not give up 2 runs here, that would end this game. As it's 8 runs after 4 innings, I believe, even at this level. The ball low, and it's 1-0. If I am correct, there's ball low, and now it's 2-0. Jordan would represent that run to extend the game. And the pitch. Pop fly on the infield. Luke's calling it. Makes a catch. And that is 1 out. That brings in Braden with Brogan on deck.
The pitching LB.
Still got Leo on first, Colin on second. Here's the pitch. Called strike at the knees. And it's an 0-1 count to Braden. We are in beautiful Clearwater, Florida, the Joe DiMaggio Sports Complex, field number 2. There's a line shot just at the shortstop set. That's going to get down for a hit. And here comes the throw in, cut off by Matty, and that loads the bases for Brogan. So 2 singles and a walk, load the bases. Brogan steps in. Jager comes out on deck. And here's the first pitch from Luke. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. That was a big swing and a miss, actually. And the pitch. Foul ball, out of play. And it's quickly 0-2. Luke ahead in the count. And the pitch. Ball in the dirt.
Right here, Brody.
Brody keeps it close to home. That prevents Colin from coming in. Had a little trouble finding it, but Luke finally pointed it out, and he was able to get to the ball, as Luke also came charging in. So it's a 1-2 count to Brogan. Ball high, 2-2. There's a fly ball to center field. Center fielder going back. Makes the catch. Throw comes in. That will allow a tag up and score. And the Phenoms now trail 10-2. Sorry, my apologies. They only need one more. So the run that would extend this game is standing at second base with 2 outs. It's called strike. So Luke's ahead on this one. I may have missed a foul ball there. My apologies if I did. So I'm also writing in a book at the same time I'm trying to run the scoreboard here. Oh, well, I mean, I got a new scoreboard, guys, so I'm trying to keep on him. There's a pop fly. That's going to get down for a hit. Throw comes in off target. And that's going to allow a run to score. And this game's going to be extended unless the Burn put up runs in the bottom of the inning. It's now 10-3. So we'll charge an error to the right fielder. As Jager's now on second, Braden at third, 2 runs in. Nate steps in. Here's the first pitch. Ball high from Luke. On deck is Tommy. Throw down to third. They got a run down. So the umpire called interference on the runner, or I'm sorry, on the defense, which allows that next run to come in in the rundown. Jager remains at second. I believe the count is 2-0 to Nate. And it makes it 10-4. Called strike. There's 2 strikes. So I missed one. Looks like it's 2-2. Or sorry, 1-2. It's a ground ball back up the middle, snagged by Luke, over to first, and that's 3 outs. All right, they pick up 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error committed, and 1 left on base at the end of 3.5. It's the Phenoms 4, the Burn 10. Coming up for the Burn in the bottom of the 4th is going to be Tripp, Wyatt, and Luke. This is Doc from the Tampa Bay USA Sports Network. We'll be right back. All right, Cole's still on the mound. Jordan behind the plate. Here's the first pitch to Tripp. And it's ball 1. As we get things underway here in the bottom of the 4th inning, Phenom put up 3 in the top of the 4th. There's a called strike. That's 1-1. To extend this game, there's a fly ball to deep center field. Center fielder's over, makes the catch. Nice play out there. And that's 1 down. That brings in Wyatt. Luke coming out on deck. Sorry, that is not Wyatt. It's number 45. We'll find out who number 45 is here shortly. There's a foul ball, and it's an 0-1 count. So no balls, 1 strike. Called strike. Nice curveball by Cole. Drops in there. So my apologies for not knowing who number 45 is. There's a ground ball to short. Fielded cleanly. Over to first. In the dirt. That goes all the way over to the fence. That allows number 45 to go to second base. So we'll charge an error to the shortstop on that one, as Luke steps in with Will out on deck. So Cole comes set, delivers to Jordan. Ball in the dirt. That's 1-0 to Luke. It's a called strike. And that's 1-1. I want to thank my assistant Joey Booth for keeping me. There's a ground ball to first, knocked down by the first baseman, fielded, and that's 2 outs. But that does move number 45 over to third. That brings in number 15. Again, I don't have the name. There's 2 number 40. Wait a minute. Yeah, 2 number 45s. There's a called strike. This one's number 15. So it's an 0-1 count. So apologies, folks. I don't have all the subs. So I'm just going to call out numbers for now. The person that would tell me is not with me for a moment at the moment. And it's quickly an 0-2 count to number 15. There's a ball, nice curveball, but goes middle out, and it's now a 1-2 count. There's a ground ball to short. Fielded over to first. And they get him. And that is 3 outs. So no runs, no hits, 1 error, and 1 left at the end of 4 innings. It is the Burn 10, Phenoms 4. So move to the 5th. Coming up for the Phenoms in the 5th is going to be Tommy, Cole, and Chad. This is Doc from the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. I'll be right back. All right, folks, we're back. I was standing there just kind of looking and forgot to put on my headset, so my apologies. 1 pitch, 1 out. Luke's still on the mound. And it's Tommy popping out to first base for 1 down. Kind of spaced out there for a second. That brings in Cole with Chad on deck for the Phenoms. Ball high. And it's 1-0. So 1 ball, no strikes. Top of the 5th. That makes it 2-0 to Cole. I don't know how close we are to your time limit. I do know that that's going to be 3-0. We may get in all the innings, but we'll see. It's a call strike. And now it's 3-1 to Cole. It's a nice pitch by Luke. Luke delivers in the dirt. And that puts Cole on with 1 out. So 1 out walk issued. By Cole. That brings out Chad with Grant on deck. Cole gets his lead down at first base. Luke checks, comes set, delivers just off the plate for ball 1. Again, thanks for joining us here at the West Coast War 2. That's ball 2. Here in Clearwater, Florida, field number 2, the Joe DiMaggio Sports Complex. 14U gold bracket action. First game here, 10:30 game between the Phenoms and the Burn. There's a called strike around the knees on the outside corner. It's 2-1 now. I'd like to also thank swing and a miss, strike 2. Tampa Bay USSSA. And visit St. Pete Clearwater, our sponsor, for putting on this tournament. Of course, the tireless efforts of tournament director Tim Labus. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And that is 2 outs. So 2 down. That brings in Grant. Luke coming out on deck. Cole remains at first. Coach Eric's going out to talk to Luke. And we are going to have a pitching change.
Good job, Luke.
And it's going to be number 45. I'll see if I can get the name on who that is. And we'll get right back to you. So let me do that. We'll take a quick break. This is Doc from the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. Okay, thanks to a very helpful fan. I really appreciate their help. The pitcher's name, the new pitcher's name, is Armando, number 45. So there is 2 down. Grant will be stepping in with 2 outs. Cole down at first base. Actually, there's a pinch runner for Cole. It's number 31. That would be Nate. So a quick defensive change. Looks like Dylan taking over first base. All right, here we go. Armando comes set and delivers right down Main Street for strike 1. Swing and a miss. Strike two. Quickly out and ahead. 0-2 to Grant as Armando's wasting no time. I'll get back to my advertisement for the sponsors and all that in just a minute. And there's the 0-2. Swing and a miss. Strike three. And that is 3 outs. So no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left at the end of 4.5. Phenoms 4, Burn 10. Coming up for the Burn in the bottom of the 5th is going to be Luke S., Jake, and Reese, assuming that batting order stays the same. This is Doc from the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. I'll stay right here with you. Just bear with me a moment while I correct a couple things on the scoreboard here. Looks like we're all set. So again, I want to thank Tampa Bay USSSA, Tim Labus, for putting on a great tournament. Tim Labus being the tournament director, of course. Also want to thank our sponsor. Visit stpclearwater.com. Check that site out. All the things to do here in Clearwater, as we are here on Drew Street in Clearwater at the Joe DiBaggio Sports Complex for Gold Bracket Play 14U Open, West Coast War 2. Also, if you would, like, subscribe, share, follow on both platforms, both Facebook and YouTube. We'd much appreciate that. That helps our channel grow and grow our capabilities for you, the fans, and for the athletes. Also, looking for some broadcasters to join our broadcasting crew here in the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. So if you hear this and you're interested, please reach out to the following email address. It's tbussa, so that's 3 S's and an A, at gmail.com. tbussa at gmail.com. And we'll get back to you as quickly as possible. Look forward to hearing from you. Also, if you have any comments, questions, concerns, anything like that, please feel free to reach out as well. Certainly glad to take any of those. So it's actually going to be Armando going in to bat for Luke S. This will be his first time at bat. There's the pitch from Cole, still on the mound, swinging a miss. Strike one. And the pitch. Little ball outside, and it's 1-1. Swing and a miss, strike two. So Cole's quickly ahead in the count. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike three, and that is one away. That brings in Jake with Reese on deck. Here in the bottom of the 5th. Getting an absolute beautiful day. Perfect day for baseball here in Clearwater. That ball comes in just a little bit high for 1-0. It's called strike, and it's 1-1. Nice curveball, dropped middle out. Just missed the corner. That's going to take the count to 2-1. It's a ball low in the dirt. So now Jake's looking at a 3-1 count as Cole delivers. And Jake's on with a 1-out walk here in the bottom of the 5th. That brings in Reese with Brody on deck. That hits him. And now, back-to-back walks issued by Cole. Puts runners on first and second with one out. Bottom of 5. Now, if here in the bottom of the 5th, if Reese were to score, that would end the game. Otherwise, we move to the top of the 6th and Phenom's last chance. To either tie or take the lead. That brings in Brody. On deck is Mitch. Coach, quick timeout. The coach goes out to talk to his pitcher. Looks like we're going to have a change. Looks like Leo's coming in to pitch, I believe. Maybe not. We'll see. So wait for the conference on the mound to subside. And looks like we've hit time limit. So the final score here is going to be the Burn 10, the Phenoms 4. The Burn will then move on to the semifinal against the winner between CBU Tampa, and Willie Mo Dragons. This is Doc from the Tampa Bay USSSA Sports Network. Thanks for joining us here. Again, the final score is 10-4 in favor of the Burn. We'll be back for more action upcoming very shortly.
You did a good job there, man.
Oh, thank you.
You're staying at this field all day, right? Is this the main field?